so my mouth was wired shut for a little while. I lost the eyesight, and it's not because of my optic nerve damage, but it was due to a lot of damage from, I'm guessing, the face shield, like when I hit the car. So, for example, I had to learn how to walk all over again. Well, now I can jump. Now I can jog. Now I can run. So yeah, Amey Motivation, I started that because not only was I motivating myself, but it seemed like everybody I was coming in contact with or encountering was being motivated just by seeing me.
Hey man, how are
Things
things?
are going good. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, man. All right, so I'm happy to have you on here, but I want you firstly to tell my audience a little bit about yourself, some general information.
Yeah, so my name, of course, is Kiuan Amey, and I was born and raised in Durham, North Carolina. I, after high school, entered into the United States Air Force as an in-flight refueling specialist. And I served a decade in the Air Force and advanced to the rank of staff sergeant, where I would also become an instructor. So I taught the job that I did as well. And the job, like I said, in-flight refueling, that's where you refuel planes in midair. So pretty cool to say the least.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, uh, and they only do that in the military. You won't find any commercial airliners doing that. So, other than that, I also had a business before my motorcycle accident, but I had a business called Kiwi Enterprise. And at Kiwi Enterprise, I would do website design and management, social media marketing, as well as photography. And it sounds like I'm getting some rain here. So if that's y'all hear some noise, that's what that is in the background. But yeah, so that's what I did there with Kiwi Photography. I mean, Kiwi Enterprise. And then I also would go to school full time to get a degree in computer information systems with a specialization in systems analysis and integration. And then what else? I also, I'm missing something, I feel like, and I cannot think of it right now. But yeah, so far that's what we got. And then, like I said, I had a motorcycle accident on May 5th, 2017. And that's how I got to this point here with Amey Motivation and motivational speaking, trusted mentoring, as well as resilience coaching.
Got you. Now, I want to take a step back before we get to the motorcycle accident and a little bit more. You said that you enlisted in the
Yeah.
US military. Why did you do that? What was the story behind that?
Yeah. So initially out of high school, my plan was to go to college. So I already mentioned,
All right.
just something about going to school. And computers is one of my loves. I really love computers. I always have, even just like gaming consoles. I love electronics.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was getting ready to graduate high school, I wanted to go to school for either computer engineering or software engineering. And like I said, I live in North
Got
Carolina.
you.
So the two best schools for that were North Carolina State University and also North Carolina Agriculture and Technical State University, or what we call North Carolina A&T. Um, so those are the two
Right.
best schools here in the state that I was looking at. Well, for me, I had an admission hiccup. Apparently, they had no clue about me, and I'm sitting there reading the letter that they sent me in the mail. Funny, right? So you say you don't know me, but I'm reading the letter that you sent me. So is somebody posing
All
as
right.
you? You know what I mean? I'm like, I didn't mail this letter to
Got
myself.
you.
So I was on the phone with the lady and she had like literally no data on me whatsoever. And so I just told her, I said, it's okay, don't worry about it. And literally the next day or two after that phone call, I went to the recruiter's office. Now, initially, I went to the Navy recruiter's office because I have a lot of Navy family. Um, I mean, geez,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. The number we have is it's not like in the teens or anything, but shoot, it's not that low either. We got more than a
All right.
handful, you know.
Got you.
So then we had one that was Marine, one Army, and one Coast Guard. So I was the first to go Air Force because the Navy recruiter that I was talking to, all he wanted to talk about was jobs. Well, I knew you needed a job in order to get into the military. So why was he
Right.
talking about it? I needed to ask I kept asking him about how do I get my schooling paid for? Because you know they have the GI
Correct.
Bill. And so that's how you get your schooling paid for, but I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how it worked.
Okay.
Well, okay, I see you guys have this, but I know I'm not gonna be going to school full time and, you know, being in the military. I know that no, that's not how it works. So can you explain this to me? You
For
know?
sure.
And so he kept pointing to this pamphlet and he was like, yeah, you know, you just do this and I said, I'm sitting there thinking, man, I read all this online. Like I'm coming to you to get an explanation. You know,
Correct.
and so that was part of the reason I left the Navy recruiter's office. That was my main concern. So if you're not answering my question, I don't want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? And
Got you.
so I go literally the same day. I did not leave that building. I just left that office and went right across the hall to the Air Force recruiter's office and walked in. And on the wall, there was a pennant that read Community College of the Air Force. And so I was like, "Oh, wow. I think this is the right place," you know? And, I kept walking in because you had to go a little bit around of like a small wall there. So you had to go a little bit further in and to the right. There was nobody in this office as far as like me, you know, like recruits. There was just the 2 recruiters literally standing there facing each other, talking to each other at their, respective offices. And they're
Right.
looking at me and I'm looking at them. And they're like, "Can we help you?" I was like, "I think I wanna join the Air Force." And then one guy was like, "Oh, yeah, come on in, I can help you with that." And so, man, that's literally how it happened, dude. Yeah.
Beautiful. So it was almost
Yeah,
meant to
yeah, no,
be,
seriously.
right? But then you mentioned something changed. Something happened to you in 2017, a motorcycle
Mhm.
accident. How did that change your life and therefore transform your personal and professional
Yeah,
aspirations?
so first and foremost, you know, I know everybody likes these cool shades I'm wearing if you can see them, but I wear them as like a symbol in a sense. You know, most blind or visually impaired people wear sunglasses. Um, it's not
Right.
for me. It's a little bit more than just the symbol of or the symbolism of blindness, but it's also to some degree helping my eyes because my eyes are light sensitive. So I wear dark lenses as well. Like as you can see, my lens is pretty dark. And so the thing is, I lost the eyesight, and it's not because of my optic nerve damage, but it was due to a lot of damage from. I'm guessing the face shield, like when I hit the car because a car pulled out in front of me. So when I hit the car, I'm pretty sure like the face
Ah,
shield, basically it exploded basically
yeah.
because I was doing 55 miles an hour, you know, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
That would do that to
pretty
you.
much. And my left eye has damaged blood vessels, so I don't see anything
Wow.
out of it. It's completely dark. The right eye, I can see a little bit of light perception, but it has to be really bright. So like sunlight and that really bright light that they shine in your eye at the eye doctor is so annoying. First and foremost, I cannot stand those
Huh.
light. That
Yeah.
like makes me cry more than anything. So I like
Wow.
and I say cry because with my eye being so sensitive, the light is what's sensitive, and when it's really bright, it makes it water. Yeah,
Got
so
you. Yeah.
that's one of the things is I lost my eyesight. Another thing, of course, I had a severe traumatic brain injury, where they literally had to cut me from ear to ear across the top of my head,
Hmm.
to relieve the swelling on my brain because there was so much swelling. And then I do suffer from PTSD, so post traumatic stress disorder. And what else?
Right.
I broke my jaw, and that's why I do my best to enunciate because, well, first off, they trained me. They kind of taught me how to speak again because I was,
Right.
I guess you could say slurring, but my mouth just was not opening. It was kind of like at a
Got
fixed
you.
state like this. Like I just kind of talk with my tongue,
Mm-hmm.
and that sucks. So
Yeah.
now I make sure to open my mouth and enunciate. Um, and things of that nature. But I also, had so much damage to my teeth, chipped, cracked, knocked loose, like everything. I had root canals after root canals after root canals. That was probably the cheapest part of the accident, and it was $20,000 after. That's
Wow.
after the insurance pays their part. You know what I
Just
mean?
very
Yeah, yeah.
expensive,
That's
man.
20,000 US dollars back in 2017. Not today's money.
Wow.
That's back then, you know? So my thing is, which is I had that, so my mouth was wired shut for a little while. I did get, quite a few teeth fixed, but not all yet. I still haven't gotten all of them fixed. So that's crazy. It's been since 2017. I still haven't gotten them all fixed. As you can see, I had a trach. So, because my face was crushed in, because I have 2 metal plates in my
Got you.
head. Yeah, so I have
Wow.
my face was crushed in, so they needed to put a trachea in for me to breathe because my nasal passage wasn't, open like it should be yet.
Open right. Yeah.
So they put that in, and then you move further down, I had, 2 rods and 12 screws surgically, infused to my spine. So, from L4 to
Wow.
T2, I have that, and, I broke both of my legs. So, oh, I'm sorry, before I get to my legs, my hand, my left hand is the only hand that actually has, like, problems. Everything else on my
Okay.
arms are fine, but the left index finger, is they call it trigger finger. Yeah, so
Right.
I
Yes.
have trigger finger on my left index finger, and so if you hear me or see me cracking my finger, that's why. It's because it relieves the pressure that's on it.
Okay.
'Cause it builds up pressure
Got
every
you.
so often. And see, like, after I just cracked it, it feels so much better right now. Like, just that quick. All I had to do was
Wow.
crack it. And so,
Mm-hmm.
now back to my legs. My right leg, I broke my femur, which is the largest bone in your body, which is right there at your quad
Right.
level, your thigh level for those who don't understand that. So that's metal. Uh Then my shin bone on the left leg, so your tibia, from knee all the way to ankle is a metal rod. And then I
Wow.
believe I fractured my right fibia, which is the backside of the shin bone, because it's like 2 bones over there. So it's the backside of it, and I fractured that, which that really jacked my right leg up, at the bottom portion. And I also have a screw in my right foot. So I don't know if it was that or something else that caused my foot to be a different size than the other one. So my foot
Okay.
or feet used to be a size 10. Well, now my left foot is a size 10 and the right one is an 11. Yes.
Wow. So it
Yes.
grew.
Yes. So I actually had to go to a podiatrist and get custom made shoes.
Got you. Wow. So that is. I mean, obviously, it was a serious accident, an accident that could have easily taken your life, and it was, I'm guessing at that time, that you had a true shift, a true change, and you established something called Amey Motivation. Now, what is Amey Motivation? Tell me about it. And what is your core message? And I guess, why did you decide to start
Yeah,
this?
no problem. So yeah, Amy Motivation, I started that because not only was I motivating myself, but it seemed like everybody I was coming in contact with or encountering was being motivated just by seeing me. Not even by me talk. Yes, they get motivated when they hear me speak or when I talk to them one on one, whatever the case may be. But just seeing me, people get motivated. Like I just got back from the gym before I got on here with you. And people always stop me or say something to me when I'm in the gym because they just watch me working out. And, I go to one of the public gyms. I don't go to those private gyms. I'm not that big yet. Yeah, so I still go to the public gyms until somebody tries to, try something. But anyway, I go to Planet Fitness and the people there are so nice first and foremost, not just the staff, but people who just in there working out, man, and they watch me and random people come up and some people I know by name and others I've given names to kind of be like, who you remind me of so and so. Like these two ladies, they're so crazy, they're funny, but I call them Thelma and Louise. And for my people who understand that reference, you'll understand. But I call them Thelma and Louise because they're always in something. They're always in the trouble. And so, I just do things like that, I actually, just enjoy the interaction with people because I might look at the time. So when I work out, I might look like I'm an unapproachable person, but it's because I'm in the zone. Like my mind is somewhere else. It's not physically at the gym. It's like we have to get this weight and we got to lift it now. So and so people do
Yeah,
come up to me. Like there's this one lady, she comes up to me all the time. So my nickname is Kiwi. She says, Kiwi, look at you just sitting around not working out. And I'm like, oh, I'm taking a break, like stuff like that. And so it's just little things like that. I love it. I really do. I love the interactions. So
got you, got you. So I'm seeing that you still transformed your life. You still wanted to live life. I think, well, part of your motivational journey was writing a book. Tell me a little bit about that.
yeah. So actually trying to remember if it was my friend. I believe my friend Sam was kind of the person who advocated for me to write a book. He just kept saying it, man. You gotta write a book or something. And then I heard it from somebody else. And then I heard it from somebody else. And I'm like, oh God, I guess I gotta write this book. And so,
Right.
this was back in like if I had to like he started mentioning it in maybe 2017 or early 2018, somewhere along those lines. And I didn't start writing the book until the pandemic. So 2020, October of 2020, I started writing the book. And I always tell this the same way. I have two start dates for when I started writing this book: the day of my accident and October of 2020. And the reason I say that is because in my mind, I had been writing that book since the day of the accident. You know what I mean? But I didn't physically start typing it until October of 2020. And so, that's when I started typing and I published in June of 2021. And so, that was how that went. But yeah, he was kind of the catalyst for that, just wanting to keep advocating and pushing me to, man, you gotta write that. You gotta write a book about this, man, because you're just so empowering and inspiring. I mean, everything you say, like it's just so motivating. Like he's like, you've been through way more than I've ever been through, and you're still able to just smile. Like the fact that you're even smiling. He's like, some people will have like a hard day at work and they won't smile, but you, I mean, basically almost died, and you're still smiling and stuff. It's crazy. So
For sure. But then My question then to you is, how do you maintain that smile? How do you still stay motivated despite all what you've been through? I'm sure your accident curtailed many dreams that you would have had. So, how did you stay motivated? And what would have advice would you have for our listeners?
Yeah, one of them is kinda like you just saw me smile as soon as you asked me that question. So, I love for people to be like, "Well, how in the world?" You know what I mean? Because I'm the same way.
Right.
How in the world? And I understand I'm a faith believer, so my faith is strong, and I understand that without God, I would not be here, you know, because he
Absolutely.
absolutely brought me through this. Yes, there were doctors that worked on me. Yes, they cut me. Yes, they did surgeries. Yes, they put me back together. But without him, he wouldn't have put life back into me because you can do all the
Absolutely.
surgeries you want, but unless God is going to be leading you for the rest of that time, it doesn't matter. And so that's part one of it. But see, the other part of why I still have this smile is because I'm still literally like I'm trying to redefine me. And it's not to
Mm.
say that I don't like what I used to be. It's to say that I'm different. So I need to figure out what I can do. Figure out and I
The
my
new
best
you.
thing is I don't focus on what I can't do. I focus on what I can.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I do, man. And when I find like for example, last year in January, I went skiing, man. I went downhill skiing. Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. Right. I went rock climbing and skiing in Vermont. And dude, at first, I had no intentions of wanting to go anywhere cold. No, I was skiing, are you crazy? You know what I mean? I
Right.
can't see a thing. What are you talking about? You guys aren't listening to me. I can't see. And they were like, "But we have instructors for that." And I said, "Okay, Imma give it a shot, but if I get hurt, I'm coming for you." And that's what I always, just kinda put in my mind. I feel like, when I first became blind, what God told me was, "You're not the only one." You know what I mean? And so that, of course, took all of that pressure off of me first and foremost to be like, "Oh, well, I gotta figure out how to do this all by myself." No, 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 there are resources for you. You don't have to do this by yourself.
On your
Yeah.
own.
So,
Yep.
yeah, that's how I did it, and I'm still doing
Beautiful.
it.
For sure. All right, bro. So we're moving on to a segment that I really like in the podcast called the Quick Hitters. It's rapid fire questions, so you can answer as quickly as possible. And then we'll get on to further serious questions. So first one is, give me 3 quick mental health tips. Very quickly.
Mental health tips. First off, breathe. Breathing is a huge one. I use that one. Secondly, implement patience. And lastly, I'll say understand what you can control because we get so focused on what we can't. That's why our mental is just like, girl, raging. No, 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 no. What can I control right now? Because if I don't, then I'll go off the deep end. So that's good three right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. Quick
Yeah.
and simple. All right. Next quick hitter question. What music do you like listening to? Now, I know that's a hard question for you because you're a musician, but tell me.
Yeah. So music, like I said, faith believer, grew up in the church literally since I could stand up. And so I
Beautiful.
play for my church. I play drums for my church. So
Okay.
gospel, quartet. Um, I do listen to R&B, some neo soul and things of that nature, a little bit of Afrobeat every now and then, and
Right.
reggaeton. Yeah, man. So I'm kind of well versed. I listen to some smooth jazz if I'm just trying to relax. just
Mm-hmm.
different things that it's based off of my vibe, what I'm feeling right now.
Got you. Got you. Final quick hitter question. And this is a game changer staple. Who would you like for me to have on this podcast?
Oh man. Geez. Will Smith.
Hey man, if you can get me Will Smith,
Listen,
I will love
hey, if I can
it.
get you Will Smith, we coming on here together.
For sure.
Yes, sir. He's one of
For
my
sure.
faves, man.
All right, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, man. So you spoke about you being a believer. How does your faith and your church community in particular help you or helped you in your recovery and still help you
Yeah,
today?
well, first, like you said, helped me in the recovery, man. They were there. They were coming to see me in the hospital. I was in the hospital for 2 months. They came
Mm.
by. I don't think there was a day. I don't think there was a day. Well, that I remember because I was in a medically induced coma for a month. So the first month, I don't remember anything. But after I was awake, there wasn't a day that somebody wasn't in my room. You know what I mean? They stopped by. At least somebody stopped by, and family, friends, church members, co-workers, all of it. I mean, somebody was stopping by. And so that was huge. That was huge. And my
Beautiful.
uncle, who is a senior pastor, his church and 2 other churches that he fellowships with had a 24-hour prayer wall. So
Wow.
every hour, somebody started praying for me.
Great
Yeah.
for you.
So yeah,
What does that mean to you?
a lot. I mean, I think that everything that happened in that time frame happened for a reason, because
Mm,
without it, I don't think I would be here.
absolutely. And it's hard to argue with that, honestly. All right. So I know you engage in motivational speaking, and there are some common themes that people struggle with. What are some of those common themes, and what are some general rules to address some of them?
Oh, okay. Well, first off, you have to listen, because if I'm speaking or coaching, mentoring, whatever it is, I can't just start throwing all my knowledge at you, because what's the point? It's
Right.
like it's like you throwing a spaghetti noodle at the wall hoping it's gonna stick. I don't want that. I
Right.
want to cook the exact meal that you're looking for. So I'm going to
Mm,
listen for what you need. If you have been in a motorcycle accident, well, let me talk about motorcycle accidents or motor vehicle accidents.
hmm
I don't need to go talking about, oh, you had some kind of death in your family. No, that doesn't make any sense. It's not connecting. If I have no connection
Nope.
with you, I'm losing you now. And I don't want to lose you. I want you to understand where I'm coming from, and for us to be able to have that true connection in order for you to gain something. I want you to gain knowledge. And with this knowledge, I want you to utilize it to better your life.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I do when it comes to challenges like that I'm faced with.
Got you.
And I cannot stress it enough. Listening is the biggest part of that.
Yes. Because if you don't listen to people, then you can't help them. It's just pretty straightforward. Absolutely. All right. In your own life, I'm just thinking about your story. In your own life, how would you define resilience? And in what ways has that definition evolved for you throughout your life?
I won't say it evolved. I will say that it does hold true. It's basically you bouncing back from adversity or some hardship, some struggle. And I did. I did bounce back, and I am bouncing back because I'm still finding things out about myself. And the reason I say that is because I keep challenging myself. I'd never stop challenging myself because I don't want to grow stagnant and I don't want to become complacent, because that's what stunts your growth in life. When you sit there and you just like, oh yeah, I'm good enough. I can walk just enough. So, for example, I had to learn how to walk all over again. Well, now I can jump. Now I can jog. Now I can run. And now I can pull people. Like, I've literally done that before, and push sleds and stuff like that because I kept going. I didn't stop at, "Oh, I'm walking again." No, I didn't stop at that. I went to the gym because I wanted to get to do squats again. I wanted to do bench press again. Like, these are things that I challenged myself. I paid for a trainer to teach me this or to, give me the workouts, but I still have to do them. Yeah,
Do it,
so,
yeah.
I continue to challenge myself is what it's really about.
Beautiful. So I'm guessing resilience could be defined as challenging yourself despite your
Yeah,
challenges.
I mean, it's really just the bounce back. How
Bounce
did
back.
you bounce back from your adversity?
Absolutely. Beautiful. I like that. Now we come into the back end of the interview. How can somebody develop a positive mindset?
You said, "How can they do what?"
Develop a
Oh,
positive
develop.
mindset.
Yeah, well, first off, you have to want to. And as simple as I'm saying it, it's not that easy because I remember when all I kept saying was, "Why me? Why did this happen to me?" Um, Out of all things, you would have to choose for me to lose my eyesight. I, I if you look at the title of my book, it's called "Don't Focus on Why Me: From Motorcycle Accident to Miracle." But that first part, "Don't focus on why me," that came after I did all that questioning of why me? Why did you have to choose me for this? Blah. And I'm talking to God at this point because that's the only person I know to go to about that situation. And when I finally shut up, he said, "Well, why not you?" And I didn't listen. I was actually scared at the time because wasn't nobody in my room, and I was like, "Okay, where did that come from?" You know what I mean? So I was like, why not me? Who said that?" And he was like, "Oh, you don't know my voice by now?" And I said, "Okay, I won't question you no more." Uh, and sure enough, man, that changed everything. He said, "If you continue to focus on the why me aspect, how you grow?" All, everything about what I've done or am doing is about growth. If you're not growing, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
Right.
So with that, man, that's what kept well, once my negative mindset went away, that's what got my positive mindset activated. Is I need to grow. I don't like laying in this hospital bed. I can't stand it. I had a neck collar too because I had really bad whiplash. So they had a neck collar on
Mm-hmm.
me. So I'm like, I can't stand this neck collar. I need to get stronger. I need to get my legs stronger. I need to work. I need to work out. I need to get my arms stronger. I was trying to do I need to, get my mouth, back stronger so I can talk. Cause oh my gosh, waking up, not being able to talk is the worst thing I've ever had in my life. Yes, my eyesight is one
Wow.
thing, but now I can't even communicate. Dude,
That must have been
yeah,
frustrating.
listen, I don't wish that on anybody. I was like, "What kind of nightmare is this?" I said, "I don't know who playing games, but I don't like them." So it's just about you have to find a way to shift your mindset. Once you do that, though, I mean, listen, the opportunities are endless. But you have to start there. You can't just be like, "I'll figure it out." No, 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 no. We gotta start with the mindset shift first.
For
But
sure.
yeah.
Beautiful. Kiwan, I'm so happy that we scheduled this interview. But before we go away, I want you to plug your book. Tell people where they can read your entire story and learn a little bit more about it.
Absolutely. So you can find my book. Of course, the title again is Don't Focus on Why Me, From Motorcycle Accident to Miracle. It can be found on Amazon, Kindle, Audible, and Apple Books. If you also want to go to my website, ameymotivation.com, again, that is AMEY motivation.com. You can find the link to the book there as well.
All right, absolutely. Man, I'm so happy, like I said, that I got to meet you and I got to interview you. Thank you so much for this meaningful and deep conversation. I pray and hope that you continue being you, and I pray and hope that you continue seeing success in all places of your
Thank you.
life. I appreciate it, man. All right, guys. So this has been yet another Game Changers interview. And to thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming and listening to Kiuan and myself just, have a deep and meaningful conversation. Remember to like and subscribe. Game Changers is available wherever you get your podcast. We are on Spotify. We are on YouTube. We are on Apple Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcast, you can get Game Changers. And if you think Kiuan was good, trust me, we have so many other amazing guests as well. Anyhow, this has been a lot of fun, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.